Hello, it's FstMario here again, and I'm bringing you another Helmet Heroes Reborn video. This video is mostly about the top 3 grinding areas that I've personally found in Helmet Heroes Reborn so far. Currently, we only really have one actual map to grind on, so the biggest issues that come with these areas is, of course, the idea of competition. Because we only have one area, there's going to be a lot of people condensed into a short space, which means your maximum potential to farm is going to be limited somewhat. But that will obviously change in the future when we get more areas. But this is just now for, I guess, those testers who want to look at the video, or just giving some more information and insight to anyone else who might want to, I guess, see what the best places in Helmet Heroes Reborn to farm are. As for the variables and how I've judged which area is the best, I did 3 10-minute sessions of uninterrupted farming. So they were uncontested and I had every single mob to myself, had the max spawn rate. I would have tried different classes, but that would have meant I had to get about 100 and, 1 hour and 30 minutes of footage across 4 classes. So I'm not about to get 6 hours of gameplay because I have other things to do. But yeah, no, so there was 3 10-minute slots, and then I just took the average of those 3 minutes because they varied somewhat. Maybe I'll do another test again in the future when there's more areas, but I guess this is just going to be the beginning of me going through each area. So I guess I will see you guys shortly. So this first area is pretty much where every single player in Helmet Heroes Reborn went, like every pre-tester. It's because this area has the biggest concentration of the purple bouncers, and they spawn fairly frequently. So as you go back and forth, and as you'll see in this video, they'll go back and forth, and I'll be able to get a full stack of purple bouncers or green bouncers and just kill them accordingly. The only downside to this area is, again, like I said at the start, everyone rushes to this area, so it really is not the best place to instantly go because it will always be contested, or usually will be contested. As for the stats though, I did get 558 for the first run, 593 for the second run, then 582 EXP for the third run. So that goes out to an average of 577 EXP every 10 minutes, or for every hour, that's 3,462. I do believe this is a fairly strong area, and it is used in another farming pattern, which I'm going to show you next. So, as for the con that I mentioned earlier, this is definitely a very solid area that you should be grinding in. That's the way you would like to maximize your experience points. So, I'll put these stats up for what they were again now, and I'll put those at the end, and then we can switch on to the next area. So, for this second area, this is actually the longer path that myself, HashGamer, and other players have taken to basically try and maximize the amount of XP we can whilst we're contesting areas with other people. As you can see in my beautiful ballerina skirt, I'm walking around of style. So, as for this area, I think the perk would be there's a lot of bouncers you can kind of kill. You can kill like tons of green and purple bouncers as you keep walking around and around and around. Yeah, I think each rotation takes about 1.5 minutes really, so it's not like it's too long, but that's if you go to the very end and, you jump like to the left there. If you jump down and kill the bouncers that fall down there, you get your XP, but you're cutting time. It is a solid area, I have to say. It is a solid, like, you go through a loop repeatedly. You can go through the shop and buy things if you need, so you don't have to refresh your game. The only downside is I honestly think this is a very weird pathing, like, because you can keep pushing bouncers, I can see people actually botting this, which means I think it either might get changed or there might be differences with how enemies interact with players. Other than that, you have a lot of terrain you have to cover, so it's going to be challenging to try and cover all that terrain. As for the stats, the first run was 574, the second run was 591, and the third run was 585, which gives an average of 583 XP. So this was actually the top contested area. I mean, the top experience area. So I would definitely use this. So this is the third area I'm showing you with my amazing blue wizard outfit. This area is not actually as efficient as the former two that we've looked at. However, it is pretty far away from both new and old grinding players that it's not really contested. I've only ever seen one person actually use this area whilst grinding, which means it's pretty much free game. It's also fairly short, but the only downside is there's almost no purple bouncers, so you have to focus on the bulk of the green bouncers. As for this area, the stats in which I got from my free runs that I did, the first run was 542, the second run was 561, and then the third run was 560, which puts this at an average of 554 EXP per 10 minutes, or 3,324 per hour. Now, I know that this might be a bit stingy with the numbers, and it might seem like this area is, like, you know, not that much worse, but you have to think in retrospect to, you know, like, putting hours and hours into this game, that's going to make a significant difference the more zeros you add to the end of your EXP. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, I guess, just trying to demonstrate the best grinding areas that I've found. If you have any ideas for what you want to see in Helmet Heroes Reborn, feel free to comment them below, or anything you specifically want to see. Like I said in previous videos, the game is very bare bones. But I will take any suggestions and I'll comment accordingly. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next video.